Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 3. You'll have to excuse my informality. It was a very crazy week, and I am a little bit late in getting this video done, but I figured you'd rather have me be in my workout clothes than not have my introduction this week. So I hope nobody is offended again by my informality. So week 2, we had some great discussions about Welcome to Holland, and I really appreciated all of your input, and I especially loved the personal connections that many of you were able to make. I thought it was a really, really wonderful discussion. Also, your assignment about accommodations and modifications, I thought they were the ones that I've graded thus far have been very, very well done. Just for that elevator speech with regard to accommodations and modifications, I would just remind you that accommodations change the how. It's the leveling the playing field. It's making sure that everybody has access. And modifications change the what. So the expectations, the reading level, the assignment, something is different and changed. And so remember, accommodations are the how, modifications are the what. So for week 3, we are going to be learning about some of the disability categories in the IDEA. We're going to be learning this week about specific learning disability, sometimes referred to as SLD, as well as visual impairment, hearing impairment, and deaf blindness, and speech disabilities and speech and language impairments. So that's a big chunk, but you have items to read, watch, and explore this week. So I hope you get a chance to get to all of that. There is a graphic organizer posted to help you sort of keep all of your thoughts, organized as you go through all the learning materials this week. For our discussions, we're going to really talk about something that is the fundamental part of special education. We're going to talk about FAPE in the LRE, or free and appropriate public education, free and appropriate education in the least restrictive environment. Again, FAPE, free and appropriate public education in the LRE, least restrictive environment, and talk about what LRE is, and also think a little bit about adult support. How much is enough? How much is making a child perhaps more dependent than independent? So it's just something to think about. Many times, and I was a para when I first started in education, many times people that go into this field, we really, really want to help. And it can be really difficult as an adult to know when to step out and when to step in. Because what we want kids to come out of the educational system being as independent as they possibly can. So just something to think about. So you're going to complete a dyslexia simulator this week, and then answer a few questions about what it felt like to try on that disability, how you think it might impact a student's social and emotional development, thinking about invisible disabilities. There are disabilities like specific learning disabilities that you can't see. If somebody's in a wheelchair, you can see that they have a disability that impacts their mobility. But if you have a specific learning disability, it's nothing that you can see externally. What are the implications of having that kind of an invisible disability? Again, we're going to go back to accommodations and modifications. So think about that and how it works with specific learning disabilities. And then I want you to be able to take the information that you've gathered from all of your reading and watching and exploring and use that to inform your thinking. So that's our discussion this week. I hope you find the simulator interesting. And then our week 3 assignment is going to be about inclusion, which we have mentioned already. I've seen in quite a few of our discussions in week 1 and in week 2, people have mentioned inclusion. So what you're going to do this week is you're going to either prepare a poster or handout for families and general education teachers. So, or a 5 to 8 minute presentation for families and general ed teachers. So remember, your audience is going to be families and gen ed teachers, about the importance of an inclusive classroom. You should discuss including a child with significant physical disabilities in a classroom. Really think about what it means to be meaningfully included. So when I say meaningfully, I mean not just you're in the classroom, but you're at a table in the back of the room by yourself with a one-to-one para. So how does the word meaningfully fit with inclusion? Talk about the continuum of services, specifically how they relate to what I've already mentioned, adult support, and how we can support a child appropriately without over supporting them. And again, use this week's content in your own research to support your thinking. So again, remember that your audience is going to be families and gen ed teachers, and your options are to either do a presentation. So if you choose to do, for instance, a PowerPoint, make sure that there's a narration with that, or develop a poster or a handout for families. So I think there was a little bit of confusion in week one. This isn't a paper. This is, remember your audience. So your audience is definitely families and gen ed teachers. So it's not a regular research paper. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to me. I will, again, typically get back to you within the hour, if not within the day. And I look forward to continuing our discussions. And I hope you have a great week. And again, I apologize for my informality today, but I wanted to get this information out to you ASAP. Take care and have a great week. Bye-bye.